I would like to introduce you all now to the visionary founder of Evolvitude. As CEO, she wields science-based tools to supercharge revenue and professional development. With 21 plus years spanning 5 continents and 30 plus companies, she is your transformation expert. She is also one of my absolute favorite speakers, by the way. I adamantly follow her advice when on stage and things as well. You're going to hear just now. She's absolutely brilliant. And she's not just a corporate trainer, she's an award-winning speaker, one of them being the Global Women Leadership Award, and has been an ISACA top-rated speaker for many, many years. So please give a very warm welcome to Neetu Chowdhury.
Laura, thank you so much. I love you all. Come on, let's try it one more time. I did not hear it back. I love you all. Oh, I love you. Okay, I want to know how many of you have driving license. Please raise your hand. That's great. I also have. How many of you have driving license but 0 black points, 0 fines for all these years? I love you more because I'm one of you. And you know why I don't have black points? Because I drive very carefully. No, I don't drive. I just drive my husband crazy. He drives car. And he used to go to drop me to my office, and it used to take around 20 minutes. Those 20 minutes were the best time for me. Any guesses why? Because those 20 minutes, he cannot run away from me. He cannot watch cricket. He cannot read news. He cannot call anybody. He has to sit next to me and listen to me. Every wife's dream. So I was super happy. But those 20 minutes were the most stressful time for my husband. And the moment I get out of the car, he said, bye-bye stress, no more excess baggage, just go. He's very happy. But as I come out of the car and I'm walking towards my office, all my happiness disappears. Suddenly I feel my feet are so heavy. I'm not even able to walk towards my office. My shoulders are so heavy. I get pain over here, this side, back, shoulder, everything. And this was my story for many years until I realized all this is because of stress. As per American Institute of Stress Management, 60 to 90% of visits to the doctor are caused by stress or its symptoms, even the chronic diseases. It impacts your kidney, liver, heart. It leads to cancer as well. So having said that, I want to ask you, is stress bad? Please raise hand or make a noise if you feel the stress is bad. And how many of you think stress is good for us? Yes. And what if I say stress is neither good nor bad? Stress is just a stress. Like a knife is just a knife. It can cut a person, it can cut a fruit as well. It's up to us what we do, or the internet for that matter. Internet is just the internet. You can watch something, dash, or you can watch something good as well, right? So stress is not bad or good. In fact, you know the main reason why you're sitting here and I'm standing here in the Q&A, lovely team has organized this event? Because we all had a huge cortisol rush today morning. Without cortisol rush, we will not even get up from our bed. Cortisol is required. That's a stress hormone required to wake us up from our sleep. So let's understand what exactly is this stress all about. We have a performance and we have a stress. Now, if we don't have stress, we will not get up in morning, right? And we will be calm, just sleeping nicely like we do on weekend, right? But we perform the best when we have little bit of stress. And that is a Goldilocks period for us. That is a Goldilocks zone for us. Use stress. It has a positive connotation for stress. This stress helps us to perform better. Why did you come to this event? Because you want to increase your revenue. You want to increase your customers. That's why. That is a pushing objective for you. I'm standing here and speaking because I'm right now in the use stress zone. I'm having stress. If you measure my blood pressure and all, there is stress, and that is a good stress, positive connotation. But the problem starts when we still have more stress. That is your distress zone. That is having negative connotation. When we have financial crisis, family issues, somebody is going through divorce, all these stress leads to problem. Now, suddenly, we are sitting here and somebody from that corner screams snake. Will you think, or all of us will just run out of this room? What would you do? We'll just run out of this, right? That is called as acute stress. Suddenly, when there is some huge cortisol stress there in our body, our immune system gets compromised for how long? Every time we face the acute stress, for how many minutes our immune system gets compromised? 60 to 90 minutes. So imagine if a person is going through 3 times a day acute stress, how many times their immune system is compromised and what will happen to that? Eventually, it will lead to bigger diseases in their life. And another stress is chronic stress. When we continue our stress, when we continue taking the stress, that time it leads to chronic stress. That's a chronic stress. Now, I have a question for all of you. How old is our brain? 18 years? That's wonderful. Anybody else? It's a little older than that. Anybody else want to try this? 24, your age? What if I say your brain is really very old and it has some programs which are hardwired? How long? 10, 20, 100, 200, 10,000? Since much more than that. No age? It's 7 million year old program we are still running. We are not updated. So the 7 million years back, when the first human being walked on earth, what programming we had, it's hard-coded in our brain. Because our brain is evolved for travel? No. Happiness? No. Survival. It's only evolved for survival. That's the only thing our brain wants to do. And that programming is hard-coded 7 million years back. We are still running the same. So no wonder why if we see a saber-toothed tiger or an angry customer, our brain responds exactly the same way. We go back to that same situation. Our brain starts executing the same function, the cortisol rush and everything starts happening. What if there is a way? And what happens when we have this cortisol rush? Amygdala hijack. Amygdala is an almond-shaped organ right behind our eyes. It's something like a paranoid security guard sitting in your head, which is always looking for where is the problem. Oh, this person looks very suspicious. Maybe I should not talk to this person. This lady looks like that. Brain is always this part of the brain. Amygdala is always looking for problems. It's a paranoid security guard sitting in your brain. What does it do if we think of an angry customer as a saber-toothed tiger? Fight. If we can argue with the customer, we argue. If we can't argue, what we do? We try to, okay, I'll get back to you. I'll send my manager. And we try to run away from that place. Or we just freeze. We are standing like this and listening to the customer, whatever customer is saying, right? These 3 responses are there because of amygdala hijack. What if there is a way that I can send the signal to much younger brain, which is the prefrontal cortex, this part of the brain, which is a much wiser, much younger, much mature brain, much rational brain. What if I'm able to send the signal? Then what will happen? I can take much wiser decisions. And within 15 minutes, you will learn how to do that. So let's reprogram your 7 million year old brain. Are you ready for it? So first, let's understand a little bit about brain science, because it's very interesting. It's not complex. This is your eye, and this is your brain. Now, there is amygdala you can see right behind the eyes. It is sitting there. Why it's behind the eyes? I want to tell you one thing, something motivational related. Always question everything in your life. Why it is behind the eyes, not behind ears? Because most of the information we take from our eyes. Among all sensory organs, the safety-related information we take from our eyes. That's why nature has put amygdala right behind our eyes so that information can process faster. When it's behind our eyes, what happens? Brain has 3 important parts. Please listen carefully and teach your children as well. This is a brain stem part of the brain, which is responsible for our basic movement, kidney, liver function, walking, waking up, all these things. This part of the brain, when I'm saying this, it's a little deeper inside. This part of the brain is the emotional brain. You can see here, limbic brain. It controls all our emotions and emotional memory. And the prefrontal cortex is there. This is a more mature brain, which is a rational brain for us. We want to take decisions from here, not here. Only in crisis, we need the brain stem, this part of the brain. All other time, we want to use this part of the brain. Let's see what happens when you see a danger, angry customer. What is happening there? You saw this angry customer. Your brain has taken this information. It has sent to amygdala. What will amygdala do? Amygdala has a lot of information, terabytes of information. It has a library. This paranoid security guard has a library, which is called as hippocampus. It refers to that. That library, unfortunately, it's hard-coded to some extent. So it says angry customer is equivalent to saber-toothed tiger. Initiate the flight, fight, freeze response, put the fire alarm, evacuate the building, do all these things. What it will do? It will send signal to brainstem. The moment signal goes to brainstem, brain sends ACH to our kidney. So not exactly the kidney, the adrenal gland, which is near our kidney. It starts secreting cortisol. What does cortisol do? It starts pushing blood in our hand and legs. Why? Because when there is a crisis, we don't want to think rationally. We want to run away from that situation. If this building starts shaking, what will we do? We'll run away from this place. We need energy here. Our body has limited amount of blood from where this extra blood will come, which has to go in our hand and leg. From where does it come? From our vital organs. So every time you're taking stress, your body is pulling the blood from your kidney, liver, digestive system, everywhere and pushing it to your hands and leg. And to your sensory organs. That's why every time we are stressed, our eyes dilate. We are paying more attention to detail. Our ears hear better. Our nose smell better. Our skin becomes more sensitive for the fear, right? For the stress. Because all this blood is going there. Now imagine if somebody is going through stress 8 hours a day. What will happen to their body? Because all the vital organs, the blood is being pulled. It's just the bare minimum, it's surviving there. So this is what the impact of stress in real life. Now let's see what can we do. If there is some way to send the signal to our PFC rather than to our brainstem, and that we will see now. I'll tell you one very simple method. Amygdala hijack is there. We are taking very irrational response. If we pause for some time, it's as simple as that. If you pause for just few seconds, how many few seconds? Just 6 seconds. If you pause for 6 seconds, you can give time to your brain to send signal from here to here, just 6 seconds. So no wonder why our parents and ancestors, the grandparents used to say, if you're angry, just count till 10. If you're angry, just chant some mantra. If you're angry, just look at some photo or some image or just go out for it. They were trying to teach us to calm our mind for 7 seconds. This is simple. You can teach your children, right? 7 seconds, don't respond. If you get an email, don't respond for 7 seconds or 6 seconds. And your brain will start working, the rational brain. Isn't it interesting? It is. So you always have a choice. The stressful situation will be there. You have a choice. You want to pause for 6 seconds or you want to suffer for 6 hours replying for that mail chain. It's up to you. Now, I have designed a beautiful stress equation. It's extremely simple equation because when I was studying and doing research about stress, it was too complex. So I thought I need to make something extremely simple. We have capacity, right? We have emotional capacity, physical capacity, financial capacity, all these capacity. We don't have infinite resources. Finite resources are there. And we have demand. Demand is your work, finance, relationships, social demand, children, office, colleague, client, all these are our demand. When there is a gap between these two, that causes stress. Simple. I wish I have infinite emotional capacity so I can listen to everybody's sad story and help them with that. But I don't have it. If I console 10 people, I'll be drained out totally because I'm losing my capacity. So if this is the equation of problem, what will be the solution? Think. PFC, send signal here and think, what will we do? Increase the capacity, decrease the demand. Yes, exactly. It's simple as that. And how can we do that? By learning few tools and methods which are based on neuroscience. These are the tools used by neuroscientists and athletes and all high performers across the globe. Before we jump into that, I want to show you something. When we have the when we are stressed, our body secretes adrenaline, norepinephrine, and cortisol. These are the hormones which make very sharp, skin and all the sensory organ becomes more sensitive because we want to pay attention that time. When we have more capacity, our body has more oxytocin. How do we get oxytocin? Is there any other way to get oxytocin? Oxytocin is the best anti-stress hormone. Get excited. Early morning, sun is one of the ways, yes. Early morning when you get up and hug your children or take care of your pet or your spouse or your parents when they hug you or they say they hold your hand, and when you go to office and somebody shakes hand or if they rub over here, you get oxytocin. It's as simple. So morning when you meet somebody, genuinely wish that their morning is good. Don't operate on autopilot because you don't know by your mere words, you're giving anti-stress hormone to somebody else. Oxytocin, serotonin, and dopamine we get. By the way, when we are excited, we get serotonin and dopamine along with oxytocin. So these are the hormones which are secreted. And right now you're listening, there is something amazing happening in your brain. This part of the brain, you're learning something new today. Ladies, they have more stress than men because a whole life we go through the change of the brain every month. And by the time of menopause, when all this cycle stops and our brain becomes stable, we realize we wasted our life for these guys, kick them out. And that's why the divorce rate increases once ladies reach 50 years because their brain is more stable. So just enjoy before 50 years because after 50 years, they'll not take care of you. They will take care of themselves. They'll take care of themselves first. Now, I want all of you to stand up, please. And just shake your body. Just shake it, shake it, shake it. Because we are sitting for so long and after lunch we are this thing. Now, what I want you to do, talk to the next person who's standing next to you and give a compliment, genuine compliment. Look in their eyes and give a compliment. Give a hug, shake hand, give a hug. You can join their team. And you're getting free oxytocin right now. Isn't it amazing? Don't sit down, please. Still, we have a lot of work to do. Now, I'll be teaching you 5 tools. We have seen that 2 parts of the brain create problem for us. Of course, they are good for emergency situation. But 2 parts of the brain we have to calm down. The first part is the brainstem, this part of the brain. And the second is the limbic brain, that is the emotional brain, this part of the brain. I will teach you 5 methods. 4 methods to calm this part of the brain down. And the 5th method is for this. The first method is Heavening method. It is used by all athletes. If you watch Olympics and all, you would have seen they do it. It's extremely simple. What you have to do, you have to hug yourself. Put your hand here, press it little bit and bring it down. And just feel it. It's as simple as that. You can do like this also. Some people like to do like this. Some people just like to touch the forehead and over here. How does it work? Ask everything, ask questions. Why? It breaks the stress circuitry. It evokes the emotion when we were babies and mother was wrapping us in a blanket and holding us tight. It recalls that because brain doesn't know the difference between the reality and the imagination. The moment we do that, we are telling brain, you are in safe zone, don't worry, you are safe. If you want to do this in front of others, you don't have to show that you are doing Heavening. You can say, it's quite cold here, you know. It's quite cold. They don't know that you are doing Heavening until they have attended this session, right? So it's as simple as that. Recall your mama's time, like when she was holding you tight, your parents were holding you tight, and let the stress go. This has the evidence in neuroscience as well, so it works. You can always try. Teach your children, especially before they are going to perform on stage. The next part. Box breathing. If you want, you can sit down now. Box breathing is extremely simple. On the count of 4, we have to inhale. Count of 4, we will hold. Count of 4, we will exhale from our mouth. And then again, we will hold. What does it do? It gives enough oxygen to our brain. Do you remember when you go to doctor and they are supposed to put injection, what do they say? Breathe. Why they say breathe? Because when we breathe, it gives oxygen to our cell. When oxygen is there in our cell, the brain says everything is in control. Because if oxygen is not reaching, this means the brain will say there is some problem, scarcity of oxygen. It will evoke this part of the brain stem. And the stress circuitry started. So that's why doctor says always breathe when you're taking injection. Don't stop breathing no matter what happens. So let's try this one. I will count till 4. You inhale from your mouth, hold it for 4 seconds. I will count, and then you exhale from your mouth. When you exhale, do it little faster. Let's try this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it for 4 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale with your mouth while making noise. 3, 4. Again, hold it. It's very simple, it's effective, and you don't have to do for 20, 30, 50 times. Just 3 times if you do. You can calm your brain. So if you're going for a client meeting or anything, while walking you can do it and others will not even notice it. Another beautiful exercise, which again by the neuroscientist it is there, cycling sighing. In this what we do, we inhale 1 time long, then again we inhale little bit, and then we exhale from our mouth. Why we are doing this? Our lungs are not 2 big packets. They are made of millions of tiny packets. So when we open those packets, it can cover the tennis court. If there's such one person's lungs can cover the whole tennis court. These are millions of tiny pockets are there. When I inhale, this means I'm expanding those pockets. When I inhale little more means I'm giving exercise, pushing my lung pockets little more. And then I'm exhaling with my mouth. So I'm giving the signal to the brain, this part of the brain, that calm down, everything is in control, we are getting enough oxygen, everything is available to us. So let's try this one. 1 time inhale long, and when you see that you are done, you can't inhale anymore. Try to do inhale little more, okay? Let's start with the first one. Just do 3 times and you will feel the difference, that your physiology will change and stress will go off. And the next one is cycle hyperventilation with retention. Name is complex, method is very simple. Inhale, exhale with the double speed and hold it for some time. So if inhaling, you're taking 4 seconds, exhale in just 2 seconds and hold it for a few seconds. So, that's it. This also you have to do a maximum 3 times. Within 3 times, you will get the result. I want all of you to try this. Teach your colleagues, friends, family, everybody, because it's extremely effective. If you want, you can do the research. It's available for all the neuroscientists. And the last one, my favorite one, it always works for me, observing natural breath. I want all of you to close your eyes. What we are going to do, I want you to bring attention on your nostril. That's it. So as I guide for a few seconds, just do that. Close your eyes and just bring all your attention on your nostrils. We are going to observe the breath, your breathing. You're not trying to change it. You're not trying to control it. You're just observing it. All our stress comes because we are either in past or in future. Observing simple breath, simple breathing pattern of yours will bring your mind to present. And the moment it's in present, it will calm your emotional brain. So I want you to observe and see from which nostril you're breathing in and from which nostril you're breathing out. Just be attentive of it. And I want you to pay attention whether your breath is warm or cold. Just be attentive of it. Is it shallow or hard? You're not trying to change it. You're just being observant of your breathing. And when you do this for a few seconds, your brain calms down because it knows you're in the present moment. You can open your eyes when you're ready. It always works. Before every time I go on stage, I do this. And it's so simple that nobody has to see it. And with the practice, you don't even have to close eyes. With your open eyes also, you can just bring all your focus here, and you can do this activity. It's extremely simple. This activity calms the limbic brain. It is all science-proven things. The moment limbic brain calms means you are emotionally safe. Signal comes here, you can take better decisions. You will not be worried about anything. So we have seen that simple equation of stress, capacity, and demand. Increase the capacity, reduce the demand, simple. As simple as it. How to increase the capacity? Breathing, diet, meditation, and number of other things are there. But these are the 5 handy tools you can use anytime, anywhere. How to decrease the demand? By being wise on where you invest your time, energy, and money. All these things. Don't waste your time on something which is not creating value for you, because you want to decrease your demand, right? Unwanted situations will come. There is no choice. Whatever you fill there, the answer will be something interesting. I don't have brain. Yes, I don't have brain. No, I don't have brain. So whatever you do, such situations will keep coming in life. But you have the choice. You want to live in stress and lead to your body to your chronic stress, or you want to take control of it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
What an incredible woman. Thank you so much once again to Neetu Chowdhury for your expert advice. Absolutely brilliant. And I hope everyone's going to be using those techniques next time they find themselves in a stressful situation.